Hi, Maximizers. Welcome to my live. If this is your first time watching me, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Crystal, aka Kristen Maximizer, and I am a content coach. And I help product based business owners create consistent content that converts into consistent sales. I have been creating content on Beyonce's internet since 2018. And I started off teaching women how to coupon, how to budget, how to meal plan, how to strategically shop and save money. And then, excuse me, in 2020, I accidentally became a business coach. So in 2020, my clients were like, hey, Crystal, it's a pandemic. Teach us how to start YouTube channels, teach us how to start side hustles, teach us how to make money. So in 2020, I accidentally became a business coach. It wasn't my goal, it wasn't my intention, it wasn't my focus. But out of a need to help my clients, I accidentally became a business coach. And then my business coach was like, hey, Crystal, you're my star student. Come and teach my clients how to run their businesses, like coach my people. And I was like, okay, you want me to do that? So I accidentally became a business coach in 2020. And then I did both for 3 years. So from 2020 to 2023, forward facing, I was your couponing girl. I was on the news. I was on the news over 20 times. I talked to Mario Lopez. I was a brand ambassador for some of the top couponing and money saving brands and apps. Like I did all the things, right? But behind the scenes, I was teaching women how to start their businesses, how to start their YouTube channels, how to create content to make money. And I fell in love with being a business coach. Again, it wasn't my goal, it wasn't my intention, but I fell in love with being a business coach. And in 2023, I decided I want to be a business coach. Why? Because nothing bad happens when women make more money. Only good things happen when women make more money. So in 2023, I decided to be a business coach. In 2024, I closed down all of my couponing programs. I let go a ton of clients. I let go thousands of dollars of recurring revenue because I had this burning desire in my heart to help women with their businesses at a deeper level. But I was still struggling a little bit because I was like, I'm an anything business coach. Thank y'all so much for the likes. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Muna. I was struggling because I'm like, I'm an any kind of business coach. Like, what's my secret sauce? What makes me different? What makes me stand out? Like, how do I help my clients differently? And when I sat back and I looked, I said the answer to that question, thank you, Muna, was content. Since 2018, y'all, across 2 YouTube channels, I posted over 2,000 videos. I've gone live over 1,000 times, whether it's a free live like the one you're watching right now or a paid live in one of my communities. I've gone live over 1,000 times. And as a result, I've been able to make over $400,000 on social media. I've made 4 and 5 figure brand deals. I've been able to make tens of thousands of dollars from affiliate income. But most importantly, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars selling my coaching. I sell one-on-one coaching. I sell group coaching, boot camps, workshops, master classes, live trainings. I sell coaching, right? I've been able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all of that came from content. When I looked at my clients, the number one thing I helped most of my clients with was content. So I said, I'm a content coach. Once I got clear on the type of business coach that I wanted to be and how I was going to strategically help my clients, I started signing clients very regularly. And it became clearer to me. And once I was clear on who I was helping and how I was helping them, my potential and my new clients were clear. And I've been signing like ideal clients, dream clients since then. And it feels so freaking good. So I'm a content coach and I'm here to help you create content that makes sales in your business. Okay. So if this is your first time watching me, like I said, welcome. I would love to know who's here. I would love for you to write in the chat box, in the comments, where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country are you watching from. And tonight we're talking about how to get unstuck in your business. So I want to know what your business is. Let me know in the comments, what's your business? What do you sell? Who do you help? Like, what problem do you solve? So again, let me know where you're watching from and what your business is. So right now I'm at my mama's house in Baltimore. I am here for my second side hustles. I have 2 side hustles, and my second side hustle is traveling the U.S. with my sorority sister and selling sorority and fraternity apparel. And we have 2 national shows in the month of July. So I am here packing and preparing, and then I'm going to spend a week in DC doing a Delta show, right? But my business is coaching. I help business owners, specifically product-based business owners, create consistent content that converts into consistent sales. And tonight I want to give you my top tips for getting unstuck in your business. Like if you feel stuck in the mud in your business, if you feel stuck trying to start your business, this live is going to be for you. I'm not going to be before you long because I am exhausted. I have been up since like 5:30 in the morning, but I have been moving and I finally got my new laptop. So actually I'm live. If you're watching on YouTube and Facebook right now, I'm looking real crisp because I finally got my new laptop. I have a new MacBook Air, the M4. It goes really fast and this camera is beautiful. I figured out how to use the camera because a couple nights ago I was crashing out trying to go live and I couldn't get the camera to work. And Muna says, what made you go live this late? Okay, so if I'm being 1,000% honest with you, remember how I have this 15K by June 15th goal and I did not make my 15K by June 15th? So I extended my challenge to try to make my $8,700 by June 30th. One of my goals was to go live for like 10 days. But when my camera didn't work and my sister came to Florida to help me move because I'm also moving in July, I just got so busy and so overwhelmed with life. I have not been showing up for the challenge. And I told myself, when I get to Baltimore, I have to go live. I have to show up because I literally only have 6 days to make $8,700 and I have not been showing up. I am not going to get the results that I desire if I don't show up. So I most likely am going to have to give myself a couple days into July because I need the $8,700. Okay, I move in July. I need this money to help me move. I need this money to furnish my house. I need this money to help me pay my rent for the fall. I need this money to help me pay tuition for Kinsley. So like I actually do need the money, but I have not been in the energetic space to be able to show up in my business the way that I want, the way that I need, the way that I desire. So I had to get serious and real with myself. The $8,700 is not going to make itself. It's not going to magically appear if I don't show up. Like I need to go live. I need to post content. I need to send emails. Haven't sent an email in like 5 days. I'm not going to get the results if I don't show up. So I turned on my jets and I said, it's grind time. So I'm going to go live every single day that I possibly can up until the time I go to the show because I'm going to get really busy around the show. So I have until like July 5th or 6th to go live every single day until I'm super duper busy in the show, minus 4th of July. I'm just going to have to show up every single day and be super consistent to get the results that I desire. And my goal right now is to sign 2 one-on-one clients. I have 4 spots available in my one-on-one coaching, but right now in the next 10, 12 days, my goal is to sign 2 clients in my 9-month content consistency and cash coaching. So that is why I'm live this late. So again, in the comments, where are y'all watching from? What city, what state, what country are you watching from? And what is your business? Let me know in the comments. She said, congrats. Thank you. Ria says, how do you remain motivated when you're not getting the results you want, especially when you're putting a lot of effort and money in marketing? Thank you so much for joining Ria over on YouTube. So Ria, number 1, can you tell me what's your business? And number 2, tell me what kind of marketing are you doing in your business? Let me know. So what's your business and what kind of marketing are you doing? So I love this question, okay? The first thing I'll say to you is you have to be clear on your why, and it has to be a little bit more than just money, right? So the way that I stay motivated in my business is that the why I need the money, the why I started the business, the why I keep having my business is bigger than the money. So I'm going to give you an example. One thing I desired when I worked in corporate was time freedom. I wanted to be in control of my own time. I did not want to have to ask for PTO. I did not want to have to ask if I could go to my daughter's what were that, muffins with mom. I did not want to have to ask if I could go to the dentist at 1:00 in the afternoon and come back and work later. I wanted complete time freedom. I wanted to be able to go see my family. Basically, I wanted to be able to do whatever I want with my time and not feel constrained in. That's a why of why I have my business. So I have been full-time in my business since 2019. So 6 years in August, I've been full-time. And there has been so many times where I have not been motivated, but my why keeps me motivated. So number 1, the time freedom. Also, the unlimited earning potential. When you work at a job, even if you're in a commission job, there is a ceiling that you are going to hit, and you physically can't make any more money because you can only make a certain amount in a certain amount of hours, right? So, being able to have my business, I'm in charge of my prices, I'm in charge of how I show up. So, it's like time freedom, money freedom, and then like the free will to literally do whatever I want. I'm literally at my mother's house and I'm going live at 11 o'clock at night Eastern. And I can do that. I can stay on here as long as I want. And this is going to yield me money. So the answer to your question is you stay motivated by having a deep why. You stay motivated by realizing that it's going to take time to show, it's going to take time to build your audience. It's going to take time to build up to what you want. And you have to want it. You have to want to do more. And you have to want to be consistent. Like I've wanted to be consistent this past 5 days, but the way my life is set up, there are times where my life and personal things take more precedent than me showing up in my business. But if I don't show up, I'm not going to get the results that I desire. So I'm motivated by the fact that I have to show up to get what I want. I want to have my business. I love my business. I love working with my clients. So I want to help women make more money. That why is deeper than me just making the money. Me helping you make more money helps me make money and helps you make money. If I won the lottery today, I would do this for free. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I would go around the United States, I would go live, and I would teach women how to save money strategically. I would teach women how to budget. I would teach women how to start and grow a business with what they have from home for free. Now, I can't do that for free right now because I have a kid, I have bills, I have life, and I'm not rich. Okay. My savings account is not bursting, my investments are not jumping out. I'm not in that place right now, but I love this so much. I would do it for free if I won the lottery. So I hope that answers your question. Okay. I hope that answers your question. So let me know in the comments where y'all watching from and what your business is. Ria says selling candles, an Instagram page posting images and videos of behind the scenes. Thanks, that was helpful. You're a great communicator. Okay, so Ria, I also would love for you to join my email list. It's scrolling on the screen. If you're not on my email list already, get on my email list, okay? So I would suggest, you're selling candles, right? I would suggest, this could be an unpopular opinion. It's your business. You don't have to listen to me. But I would suggest don't pay for any marketing. If you're not making more than $3,000 a month selling your candles, I would not be paying for marketing. I would not be paying to boost ads. I would not be paying to boost posts. I would not be paying to run ads. I would not. I would do 100% organic marketing. Okay. Now, I wouldn't be posting stagnant images anymore. Okay. I would only post videos of you telling stories about your candles. What makes your candles unique? Why did you create these candles? I actually have a client of mine who sells wood wick candles. And I just helped her. She had come up with a month's worth of posts, just regular stagnant posts. And I helped her figure out how to turn those stagnant posts into reels, into videos. So I would be creating videos showing you creating the candles, packaging the candles, doing all the business with the candles. And I want you to tell the story of why. Why do you like candles? Why did you start this business? Why are candles helpful? What are all the ways you can use candles? Does this make sense? All organic marketing. I would not be putting a lot of money behind this if you're not making thousands. I don't plan to pay for ads until I've made $1 million in 1 year because I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars all organic. I've only spent about $500 on ads in the entirety of my business, and those ads did not give me a return on the investment. Girl, we got bills to pay and can't do nothing for free. No, I can do my live for free. This is free, okay? This is free because I know my lives are going to get me sales. So we can do content for free. That's about it. That's about it, right? But anything more than that, I just physically cannot. So that would be my suggestion for you. You have to love the business. If you do not love the business that you have, you're not going to be motivated. If you do not love what you're doing, if you do not love the problem that you are solving for people, you're not going to be motivated. I closed down a business before because I loved the money that I could make from it, but I didn't love the process. I didn't love what I was doing. And I was like, I don't want to do this. So I changed. I started my business teaching women how to coupon. I'll always want to coupon, but I didn't want to teach couponing anymore. So I changed. I still love couponing to my core, okay? But I knew that I wanted to do something bigger and better, okay? So Ria, I hope this was helpful. Please get on my email list. And I do have coaching offers available. So if you decide that you want to get help, I have a 9-month one-on-one coaching where I can help you get to the point where you're making $2,000 or more by creating consistent content that converts into consistent sales. And I also have a one-time session. Now, the one-time session, I just help you create 30 days worth of content. But the 9 months is really where we work together into the nitty gritty. We spend the first 3 months getting your content together and helping you plan out and batch your content out for 30 days at a time. The next 3 months, we really focus on consistency and systems. What systems do you need to make your business run so that you can be consistent and have a well-oiled machine? And then the last 3 months, I teach you how to sell your ass off. I teach you how to create content with that sells your products without saying buy. You should not be sitting up here saying buy, 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 buy. You should be focusing on the why. So I help you create your secret sauce to sell on social media without having to say buy. And we work together for 9 months to get you to making a consistent $2,000 or more per month. So if you're like, Crystal, I need help, this sounds great. Just get on my email list and book a free sales call with me. I need to look at my sales call availability. But get on my email list at KristaMaximizer.com and book a free sales call. I'm in a challenge right now where I'm looking to make $8,700 by June 30th, ASAP. So if you are in a place where you're ready to get some help, now is the time. Like I said, I have 4 spots available for new clients, and I'm looking to fill 2 of those in the next 10 to 12 days. Do you still coupon? Yes. I just couponed like 2 days ago for stuff. For my own self, yes. I've always only couponed for myself. I've always only couponed for my personal stockpile. I was not the influencer. I was not the business owner who was couponing for the sake of couponing. I haven't done that since like my first year of couponing. Very quickly, I realized I'm not buying anything that I don't need. When I didn't have a dog or a cat, I wasn't buying dog or cat food, right? Like, I don't wear dentures. I'm not about to go buy any denture cream, okay? I don't need 45 boxes of cereal. I don't need 50 bottles of laundry soap. Have I had 30 bottles of laundry soap? Absolutely. But I don't need excessive amounts of things. I was buying things 2 at a time, 4 at a time to build up my stockpile, but it was all based on what I need. So I still coupon, I just don't record it all the time, okay? All right, so let's get to the topic at hand, which is how to stop feeling stuck in your business. I have been stuck in my business more times than I can admit to you guys. I started this business in 2018. I've been full-time since 2019. So in August, it'll be 7 years that I've been Krista Maximizer. It will be 7 years that I've had this business. I've been stuck so many times. I've gone through deep personal things to where like I was completely depressed and I was stuck in my business in the sense of I wasn't creating content. I wasn't showing up for myself. And it was hard. But I have developed a process and some skills and some things that I do to help me get unstuck. So like the past 5 days, I wasn't stuck. I was focused on my personal life. And I had to allow myself to be like, okay, when I planned out the month of June, I planned on my challenge being done by June 15th. And I would have the rest of June to just focus on packing, moving, and coming here. But when I had to extend my challenge, my equilibrium was off and I did feel stuck. And I went through this process. So let me tell you what it is. And then Muna, I will come to your question. The first thing I had to do is I had to decide what I wanted. So when you are feeling stuck, the first thing I want you to do is think about a brain dump. I want you to get a pen. I want you to get a piece of paper. There's power in physically writing. Like I have my notebook right here. Actually, my laptop is resting on it. My notebook here, I use it for all my brain dumps. Okay. I do a monthly brain dump and I do a weekly brain dump. So the first thing you want to do is decide what you want. Okay. So when you are feeling stuck, I want you to sit down and say, if nothing else mattered, money was no option, what is the one core thing that I want? What is the one core thing that I want? And okay, if you can't do one, what is the top 3 things that I want? And I would say for the next 30 days. We can't think for the year, we can't think for the quarter, but for the next 30 days, what is it that I ultimately want? Because a lot of times when we're stuck, we're thinking too big picture and you get overwhelmed. For instance, let's just say you want to make $50,000 in a year. If every day you're thinking about, I got to make 50,000, I got to make 50,000, you're going to overwhelm yourself. But if you break down your 50,000 over the year, I think that's like $4,500 a month. Okay, that's much more doable. If you break that on even further, that's about 1,200 a week. Okay, 1,200 a week divided by 7, $150 ish a day. I'm just doing rough math in my brain. When you break it down, it's like, oh, I want 50,000 for the year, but my today's goal is to make $150. Does this make sense? Yes or no? So I want you to sit down with your pen and paper and I want you to decide, what do I want for the next 30 days? If I only had 1 to 3 core things, what do I want in the next 30 days? What's most important to me? What is the thing that I desire the most? I want you to figure out what you want. What made you leave couponing and become a business coach? Great question. I was doing both for 3 years. And I realized that I could make a bigger impact. I could help more women achieve what they wanted in life by helping them with their businesses. I realized that something that I do really well is I'm really good at helping people start something from the beginning. I realized that I was a really good teacher and I was a really good coach. And I realized I was a damn good business coach. My clients were getting massive results and it was much more life-changing than couponing. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had 2 clients that I've coached save $10,000 in 6 months as a business, as a budgeting couponing coach, right? I was able to do a lot of amazing things. And all of my other clients saved tens of thousands of dollars when I was a coupon coach. But people's lives change drastically when they learn how to make money. When you know how to make money, it changes your life. You'll never be broke again. You're always creatively coming up with ideas. And I fell in love with helping women get that light bulb moment of like, oh, it makes sense and it clicks. What I fell in love with even more that I realize now was I'm a content junkie, specifically a content junkie for businesses. Now, I love a good like general content creator, but I love being able to help someone make money doing something that they love to do. And I'm a huge advocate of you having a business doing something that you actually love, something that you actually enjoy, something that you might even do for free if you hit the lottery. Hi, D. Make sense? So, and also, I wasn't fulfilled shopping because I would also make the statement shopping more doesn't save you money. And I felt like I was being counterproductive in the sense of like showing shopping deals every single week. And I got tired of all of the things that have to go into recording a couponing trip. Because like I said, I still coupon. I do not go every single week like I did when I was recording. But I still coupon 2 to 3 times per month. I still go through my process. I still make a breakdown. I still find the best things. I still do the whole process. But doing the process and recording the process and editing the process, it was becoming a lot. Okay. It was becoming a lot. And when I had 2 things in front of me, I was like, I don't want to have to do that anymore. I also, like I just said, stuck in your business. I was like, what do I want? I want the flexibility of being able to travel and do what I want and just take my phone and my laptop and work. But if my life is stuck around me showing deals and going shopping, I can't have that freedom. And honestly, I just wanted to be a business coach because I had been doing so well at it. I fell in love with that process. So that's a little bit of it, but it's, mostly because I wanted to, and I didn't realize how good of a business coach I was. So that's it. But when you're feeling stuck, and not even just in business, it could be in life, it could be in a relationship. The first tip I have for you is decide what you really want. The second tip is you got to figure out what you're stuck on. I was literally talking to Kinsley about this the other day because she's going to sixth grade. And sometimes Kinsley will come and she'll say, "It's too hard. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't understand." And I told her, I can't help you effectively if you just come to me and say, "I don't understand." So I said, I need you to be clear on what you don't understand and let me know up until what part you're good, and then the part where you're like, okay, you lost me. Because if you're trying to make spaghetti and I say, "Kinsley, go make spaghetti," and you're just like, "I'm confused. I don't know what to do." I'm like, "You don't know how to make spaghetti, right?" And she'll be like, "Well, I know you need noodles and I know you need sauce and we like meat in our spaghetti." I'm like, "Okay, so you're not confused about the whole thing. What process are you confused on?" "Well, I don't know how much water to boil, right? Or I don't know how long it takes to brown the meat. Or I don't know if I'm supposed to warm up the sauce or just put it all together and warm everything up together. Does that make sense?" So you've got to look at where you are in your business and you have to say, where am I stuck? Because 9 times out of 10, we're not babies where we know absolutely nothing. You know that there's a roadblock. There's a place where you're hitting your head against the wall. So I want you to be really specific and honest with yourself. Where are you actually stuck in your business? What do you do really, really well? What's working out really good for you? And what things aren't working so well? What are the things that you really, truly are stuck on? Does that make sense? Tap the screen if this makes sense. Yes, in the comments on YouTube and Facebook if this makes sense. Okay? You got to get crystal clear on where you're stuck, because you can't get help or help yourself if you don't know what part you're stuck on. And I was explaining this to Kinsley because she's going to sixth grade and she'll oftentimes say like she's confused. And I'm like, your teacher, your tutor, your peers, they can't help you if you just say you're confused. Do you understand step 1? Do you understand step 2? Explain to me what you do understand. And then what part are you like, okay, I'm lost after I do steps A, B, and once I get to C, I'm confused. Do I do this or do I do that? I said, you have got to figure out and advocate for yourself what you need help with. In our businesses, there's no one looking over our shoulder. There's no manager cracking the whip. There's no one for you to get support on specifically in your business, because it's your business and you make all the decisions. So you've got to figure out what part are you stuck on, what part is holding you back. Okay. The next thing that can really help you get unstuck is I want you to allow yourself to dream creatively. Right? Remember when I said get that pen and paper to write down what you want? On that same piece of paper, I want you to write down, if you could wave a magic wand and money and time was no option, what would you do to get unstuck? If money and time were no option and you could wave a magic wand, bibbidi bobbidi boo, what would you do to get unstuck? We pretty much don't always allow ourselves to dream because it's like, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough energy. I don't have enough inventory. I don't have enough experience. I don't have enough followers. I don't have enough views. Oh, thank you for this gift, Mona. I appreciate it. We hold ourselves back. So when you're feeling stuck, you actually have to do the opposite. You have to dream and open up your mind to the possibilities. Open up your mind to the possibilities. If you could wave a magic wand, how would you get unstuck? So I did that with myself and I said, okay, I need to sign 2 clients. I need to make $8,700. What would I do to get unstuck? I would show up more. What does showing up more looking like? It looks like posting a video every single day. Okay. It looks like posting a short form video every single day, not long form. Why? My short form videos are much more engaging. People are clicking more links from my short form videos. So that's what I need to do. If I had time was no option, I'd post probably twice a day. Okay. What would I do to get unstuck? I would go live every day, twice a day if I had enough time, but bare minimum one time a day. I would send an email every single day. I would extend my challenge until the last possible day available before I needed the money. Okay. So I made this game plan, which brings me to my next tip. Create a 30-day plan of what you can do to get unstuck with what you have. So you made your big master plan of like if money and time were no option, but now I want you to look at your master plan and I want you to figure out based on where you are today and what you have right now, no extra money, how can you make a plan to make progress on it? Okay. So you're trying to make 50,000 in a year. You got to make $4,500 a month. Okay. In the first 30 days, you may not make that $4,500. Oh, excuse me. But what's your plan to chip away at it? What's your plan to get there? What can you sell? How are you going to sell it? How are you going to show up? So I want you to sit down with yourself and make the 30-day action plan. This is what I'm going to do to move the needle, just like I did. What do I want? $8,700. If I could wave a magic wand, these are the things that I would do. And based on my time, my energy, and my availability, this is what I'm actually going to do in my 30-day plan. It's a little less than 30 days because at this point, my move is like 3 weeks away. So we got to get a move on it, okay? So I've been very good about posting my content. I was just unable to go live. And after I could not figure out my laptop camera, which I did, and I was crashing out, I'm like, okay, I'm back on track with the plan. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Okay. My last tip for you, if you're feeling very stuck in your business, okay, you did this whole thing and you're like, I still need help on execution. I still need help on accountability. I still need someone to talk this through with. I need someone to answer my questions. My last tip for you to get unstuck, get the help you need. If that means hiring home help, if that means outsourcing some things, and most importantly, if that means getting a business coach, a mentor to help you with your business, get the help that you need. A lot of times we make very expensive mistakes because we don't just pay to get it done. Have y'all seen the TikToks of the husband, the wife telling the husband, the sink's leaking, and the husband's like, I'll do it. Then he botches it, makes it even worse. So then they have to spend more money with the plumber because not only is the original issue still there, now it's the issue that the husband then broke something. When in the beginning, if they would have just paid the professional to help them, they would have got the results that they wanted a lot faster and probably easier. Now everything's gonna have a hard curve to it. I'm tired. So what am I trying to say? Your business is not easy. Parts of it are easy. Parts of it are easier. So if I would have just paid the plumber from the beginning, we would have saved ourselves even more money because there wouldn't be a mistake in there. So if you know that a person can help you get the results that you desire, pay them to get the help you need. Pay them to get the accountability. Pay them to outsource so you have more time to do what you want to do and what you need to do. If you need help with creating content for your business, make sure you get on my email list at KristenMaximizer.com and book you a sales call so we can chat about working together to help you with your business. If I'm not the coach you want to work with, fine. Go find the coach that you want to work with. But stop sitting around and being stuck and not making progress because you are afraid to get the help that you desire, or you're nervous about the help, or you feel like you don't want to invest. You're going to need to invest your time, you're going to need to invest your energy, and you're going to need to invest your money if you're serious about your business and you want to make progress. First business coach I hired, her program was $7,500 on sale for $6,000, and I had to pay this woman 6 payments of $1,000. I was flabbergasted, but I did it. And for the first 3 years of my business, every year I worked with her, my income doubled because she made millions online. I had not. I made hundreds, maybe a couple thousand by the time I had worked with her. So I was like, I need to learn from someone who's done this. So those are my tips for you for helping you to get unstuck in your business. Does anybody have any questions? Because I have been up since 5 something and I'm clearly falling asleep and I still need to shower, make up my lovely bed at my mother's house and get in the bed. Because then I have an early day tomorrow. I'm going to be my biz bestie at Starbucks to do more work because I need it. Okay. And then I have more work to do. Okay. So does anybody have any questions? If you don't have any questions, was this helpful? Yes or no? I will go live tomorrow. Hopefully not this late, but probably around 10 because I'm going to be at the office. So probably around 10, I'll go live again. Right? Thank you for coming live, but go to bed. Thank you, Muna. You're so welcome. So I'm happy that you were here. I appreciate it. But yeah, this is how you get unstuck in your business. Okay. If you have any questions after this, please feel free to slide in my DMs. They are open. What's your question, Mr. Benny? I'm going to drop your question before I go. For those of you that are watching, make sure you're on my email list at Krista Maximizer. If you're on TikTok, there should be a contact form you can fill out and book a sales call so we can chat about working together. Okay, that's my call to action. I've been having issues with what I want to do. Okay. Figuring out as far as your business, what you want to do. Is that your question? You having issues with what you want to do? I have so many things I feel I can do, but it's hard to choose which to focus on. Understood. Okay. So I'll give you a tip. And then if you really want to work on this together, I'm actually helping my client Muna here. I've helped her figure out her business from scratch. We've been working together for, I think we just hit our 9 months. We've been working together for 9 months and she's figured out exactly what her business is going to be. And we are in the content creating stage right now. Okay. The thing I'll say about that is I too struggled with what to focus on in the beginning of my business. I was good at so many things. I saw so many things that I could make money on. So it comes down to you deciding which one you want to start with. Make a master list of all the things that you think that you want to do. I actually have a whole boot camp called the Brain to Business Boot Camp. And one of the exercises I have my clients do is I have them write down everything that they would want to do. I have them speak to 10 friends and family members and ask them, if you could pay me to do something, what would you do? And then I have them write the pros and cons of their top 3 to 5. So you want to write down your pros and cons of your top 5. And then for your top 3, you got to write down all the ways you can make money from it and what your life would look like with that business. And from that top 3, you have to decide, which one do I want to start with based on the pros, based on the cons, based on what I can sell, and based on what my life is going to look like with that business. Do I have the time, energy, and effort to devote to this? And honestly, you just have to get to the point where it's you just have to choose. You have to start with one, stick to it for 6 months to a year. And if it doesn't work, you can always pivot. If you want help with this, I can absolutely help you with it. Okay. Absolutely help you figure it out. When Muna came to me, she didn't know what her business was going to be. And she had 50,000 ideas. And she's on here, and she can attest to you, she's on TikTok. She had 50,000 ideas. I could do this, Crystal. I could do that. I could do this. I could do that. I could do this. And it took us a little bit. This is a process, okay? And I gave her the worksheet. It's what, 6 or 7 pages that we had to go through to figure out, like, what is it that you want to do? Where is it that you want to start? The pros and cons list really helps you see, okay, these are the really great things, but these are also the not so good things. Do I want to deal with the not so good? Because you got to deal with both. There are things, very few, in my business right now that I don't like to do. Number one thing I don't like to do in my business is editing. Will I outsource it? No, because I don't have enough to where I would pay someone for it. It's not in the budget, but I hate editing with a passion. I also realized I don't like checking my email because I'll go like a whole week without checking my email. But again, these are two I'm tired. Necessary things. Now, I look at my email every day when something comes through, but cleaning out my email inbox because I love inbox zero, I don't love to do that. You know what I love to do? What I'm doing right now. I love to go live. And I think this fall, I'm going to do a whole experiment where all I do is go live. That's it. Where I'm just going to go live and yap, because this is what I like to do. But anywho, you got to look at the pros and the cons. I knew being a business owner, focusing on creating content, I'm going to have to edit. Is that something that I want to do? As much as I hate it, yes, I'm going to do it. Okay? So that would be my advice for you. And then also, if you're in a place where you're like, I want to pick something and I want help, go ahead, book your sales call and let's figure it out. Let me know if that was helpful for you, Mr. Benny. But it clarified so much. This is amazing. Hey, Janae. Girl, I have over 100K emails. Okay, so everything's unread for me because I don't like notifications. So I don't have any notifications on my phone because I can't stand the notification bubble. But I do have too many emails that I don't like. So I go through a portion where I like just binge and clean out. Like my work email is atrocious right now. It's too many emails for me and I hate it. So I am going to have to work on that because it overwhelms me when it's too much. Oh, thank you. I have not been live in like 5 or 6 days because my sister came to Florida and we packed up my house. All I have left is my bedroom and my bathroom and the endless amounts of cleaning that I have to do. I think I've earmarked 2.5 days to clean my old house because like I got to clean baseboards and windows and window sills and deep clean ceiling fans and vacuum and shampoo the carpets. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to any of this actually. But it's life. You made me want to change my game plan after hearing this. Yeah, because you got to really look at the business that you want from all the angles. And there's going to be things that come up that it's going to shock you that you're going to have to deal with. But at the core of it, you want to make sure that you're choosing a business doing something that you love. Now, some business coaches don't agree with me when I say that you should do something that you love and that you should do something that you would damn near do for free. Because if I hit the lottery, I would teach women how to start and grow businesses and coupon for free. I would absolutely do that because I love it that much. I think creating the email marketing will go faster to create activity. You mean sending out emails? You think sending out emails would go faster? Oh, okay. I mean, yes, but do you have an audience of people on your email list? So you've got to build the email list to be able to send emails out. Because who are you sending emails to if you don't have anybody on your list? And are they your ideal clients? Are they on your email list for the specific reason? Because if not, if they're super cold and things of that nature, then it would be like, it may not be your right people. Yes. Okay. So then for you, it definitely may be to your benefit to send out emails. Absolutely. So when you sit down and you look at it, okay, if you have an email list of 8K, those are your ideal clients, then absolutely do it. Absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh, I've been live for 45 minutes. Look at me. No matter what, it's always a long live. All right. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.